Now, crime scene investigator Captain Thulani Wanda says the presence of the hawks increased the volatility of what he's described as an already dangerous situation, taking during a takedown operation to arrest Katiso Molefe. The alleged criminal syndicate mastermind was nabbed at his Sandton home in Johannesburg on the 6th of December 2024 by members of the National Political Killings Task Team. Now, Captain Wanda says, considering the sensitive and dangerous nature of the covert operation, he and his team found the unexpected presence and attitude of 8 Hawks members suspect. His testimony is led by the Madlanga Commission's evidence leader, Advocate Lee Segeels-Ncube.
The presence of the Hawks were concerning to me because they came in numbers. They came in numbers, Commissioner, and I didn't expect them in that big number. And when I interacted with them, they were a bit aggressive and demanding answers, imposing questions to me up until I managed to speak directly, to interact directly with Captain Kruger, who was amongst them. But that it did not sit well with me, Commissioner, because why such a big number and in that attitude as well? Commissioner, that takedown was an official and legitimate takedown, seeing that there was a J50, of which he was signed by the magistrate. I think everything was official, so I wouldn't expect it to be disturbed or to be interfered with until the execution is completed. So to me, it was some like an interference because it was an important takedown operation based on the seriousness of the case that was alleged to be committed by the possible suspect that was supposed to be arrested.
Now, SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga is following the Madlanga Commission and joins us live from Pretoria. Canny, a very good afternoon to you. Of course, we know that a lot of crucial questions are being posed just to get a sense of what exactly transpired moments as Katiso Molefe was set to be arrested, and of course what was happening outside his house. Crucial questions being posed right before the adjournment to Brigadier Lee who's been asked to verify what was going on and why such a huge number of Hawks officials were there to address this matter.
Indeed. Good afternoon to you and to the viewers. We're seeing the Madlanga Commission probing those allegations of criminality, political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system, delving further into the events of the 6th of December 2024. That was the Operation Takedown of alleged cartel member Katiso Molefe at his Sandhurst home in Johannesburg. We're hearing from witness A and B and C that there was a Hawks group that had descended on the home of Katiso Molefe on the instruction, allegedly, of the Hawks head, which could have only been General Libya at the time. Now, when the Commission is trying to probe this issue, this is the first time that we're hearing from the Hawks officials that were directly involved in this particular events for the first time here at the Madlanga Commission. Now, the difficulty with the evidence of Brigadier Mokoena is that it's kind of hit the murky waters because it's not clear what was being illustrated here, because he first starts and says that the Hawks had received that information that there were illegitimate cops or bogus cops impersonating them at the home of Katiso Molefe, and that he was instructed by a Lieutenant General Mboto to go and verify whether or not those were Hawks officials at that official residence. He then says that he dispatched two of those Hawks officials, that is Captain Kruger and a constable that accompanied him to go to that particular location. The difficulty with that evidence that he says that it was simply a request to verify. Now, we've heard from the Commission before that there's nothing unlawful about another unit verifying if something is legitimate or not. But the difficulty is that the events and the evidence before the Madlanga Commission raises more questions about this defense by Brigadier Mokoena, which seeks to, I guess, distance the Hawks from any illegality or unlawful conduct or any alleged interference in the arrest of Katiso Molefe. Now, the issue is that there was a WhatsApp group created with the Brigadier and his, I guess, the team that he had dispatched that include Kruger, but some others in that WhatsApp group. Now, he states that he directly communicated with Kruger about this particular operation, but the WhatsApp group paints a different picture, that although he denies participating in that WhatsApp group, messages from him are quite clearly depicting that he is in conversation with that unit that is currently at that particular home, at that operation, asking those questions. And we've heard from Captain Wanda that they were aggressive and they were demanding answers about this particular operation. Now, the reasons behind that are not yet clear. The Brigadier has tried to say that it was simply a verification request, but that argument cannot be sustained before the Madlanga Commission, because the WhatsApp group shows that Captain Kruger, prior to his arrival at the residence in Sandton, we're told that he was in Pretoria first, that there's a message that comes through that says that the operation is legitimate. Now, the questions that emerge from that particular message in the WhatsApp group is that once it was known that it was a legitimate operation, why did the Hawks proceed to that home and carry on that, I guess, descending onto the property and trying to find out what was going on? Why did they stay there for an hour? Why did they add additional members to that operation that clearly belonged to counterintelligence and the PKTT? All of those questions remain in the air, as it seems that the Brigadier was stubbornly trying to insist that he had no participation in the WhatsApp group and that he has no knowledge of the additional members that were added to the Hawks. Now, this particular testimony then places Captain Kruger in a precarious position, because now he has to explain before the Commission, and he's the next witness up, as to, after the message was received that it was a legitimate operation, why then did the team go beyond the scope and the request that was given and then proceed to the home with additional members and have a sort of standoff that could have, we're hearing from the Commission, turned out quite badly if it wasn't calmed down by the PKTT members, or the former PKTT members, that is Captain Willie, who led that particular operation. Now, we'll hear at 2 p.m. what Captain Kruger has to say about these particular events and the picture that has been painted by his senior. But there's only two ways that this can go. He can either save the Brigadier and affirm his testimony and will put him in a precarious position, or he can further drown that version that has been placed before the Commission, which seeks to distance the Hawks from that conduct. And from what we've seen at the Commission in the previous hours as he sat on that stand, it's possible that the latter may occur. Over to you in studio.
Very well. Canny Maphanga at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry in Pretoria, giving us a sense of what we've heard from witnesses throughout the course of this morning.